Hey everybody, welcome in. It's Major Gray again. Welcome back, time travelers. Welcome to our channel, Tomorrowland TV 7-1. If you're new to our channel, please consider subscribing, share it with friends, and hit that like button. And I'm Major Gray. Just Jody's the other half, and she is over at the parks with the kids. So we're over here at Pop Century. Just got through with art animation. We're going to do a walkthrough of Pop Century. We're going to do a quick one. Then we're going to we'll do a walkthrough, and then we'll say adios. All right. So again, thank you for. You ready? Now again, they've still got the Christmas decorations up because it is 2 days after Christmas. So they still have decorations over there. And again, that's where you come and drop off your luggage or pick it up or whatever. Or meet the police department if you're having issues. And then there's the parking lot. Now they've changed some things in here in Pop Century. If you've never stayed over here, it's really through the decades. The theming is like 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And we like it over here. We haven't stayed here in probably 10 years. The last time we was here, probably the kids were like, 3, 4 years old. We started going to like back to the moderates when they started getting older. But I mean, we stayed here, and then like All-Star. If I had to pick a value resort to stay at, it would be Pop and All-Star music. All right, here we go. Oh, we got to get the rug. Always got to get a rug, right? So they have a business center over here too, like art animation, where they have an ATM. There's your fuel rods, which I have 2 in my pocket right now. And then, I'm really glad that they've done stuff like this. Oh, and mail your letters. And look straight ahead. And they're still playing the Christmas music. Now here's something that's interesting. I'm gonna stand back here and show you this. That used to be the entrance to the shop, right there. Now they've got it closed off, and they've got some extras out here. But now it says everything Pop, shopping and dining. They are making this, I bet you, like the Art of Animation, to where it is the shop on either side, here and here, and you walk through then to the eatery. I don't think I like that. I like it separated. But anyway, they didn't ask me. All right, so here's your tree. Now you feel like everything decades. Right here. You have a Rubik's Cube. Roller skate. You even have like spinning tops, records. So this kind of covers it all. And there's your DVC if you need to go look at that. Inquire. They have one over that they're lighting. And look at the wreath. See, even wreath, it has like back to the 90s. So this is where you'd come to check in. Now they don't have a lot of decorations, but we were here the other day, and I was looking at these. I thought this was cute. Does anybody have any old cassette tapes laying around you want to put on your tree? You could paint them up all Christmassy and put Santa labels and stuff on them. Never thought about that. That's kind of groovy. What do you think? And look at these little shadow boxes. Look at that. And of course, they have these boards, same thing all over the place. There's you another wreath. And again, this is where you come and pick up all your stuff, your luggage, drop it off, whatever. You can even get you a cart over here and take it. Bell services, wreath. on this happy holidays. And we'll go back up, give you a shot from this side. And then here is your a kitty sitting area. They have all places to crawl around, lounge around, a tree, a TV for the kitties. If it's me, I'd be sitting on one of these taking a nap. Now if you notice up here at the top, they have a timeline, 1950s. Look, get my finger out of the way. Focus. And it goes all the way up to the end, which is 1990. They have all these neat shadow boxes. I ask you and beg you, if you come over here to Pop Century, take the time and look through all these shadow boxes. We did yesterday. We did our resort walk arounds yesterday as a family. Come over here, Art of Animation. And there's a lot of neat stuff in these boxes. I'm 52 years old, you know, I mean, I was born in the early 70s. And I remember things, you know, back from the late 50s, early 60s, it was still on TV then. You know, for example, you know, like, you know, that timeline up there says, tell me go up 1962, right? But I mean, look, there's the Munsters, right? Adam 12, Beverly Hillbillies, Leave It to Beaver, I Dream of Jeannie, Real and Martin's Laughing. I mean, I remember watching those on TV in the 70s. Although I don't see any Gilligan's Island on here anywhere. They left that off. They need the Gilligan in that box. So, but there's just a lot of neat mementos in here. And if you're a child of the 80s like me when we get up here, just go eat that, baby. Yeah, you know about all the Star Wars stuff, don't we, when it come out? Did anybody ever have one of those phones? I'm gonna show you a phone in a second that when me and Miss Jody, me and Miss Just Jody, we got married. I'm gonna show you this in a second. Here, it's your Cabbage Patch doll, Rubik's Cube, Simon, Strawberry Shortcake. Now that's classic 80s. Now I had that game. Anybody have that Family Feud game up there? I don't know what edition it was, but I remember it was that old board game. Had the little plastic things in there that you slid up and down. Dukes of Hazzard. I actually still have some Dukes of Hazzard playing cards. They're not really cards. They're more like you play like match games with them. I still have mine. Yeah, I remember having an old Atari too. All the good old days. And I was into thrash metal and stuff like that, so I remember Circus Magazine. That's what I used to tear out the pages and line my bedroom walls with. All right, let me show you this. See that phone right there? One of those clear phones? My wonderful, gorgeous wife, Just Jody, she had a phone exactly like that one when we first got married. Exactly like that. I wish she still had it, but we got rid of it a long time ago in one of our moves. That was almost 33 years ago. But anyway, come and look at those. Take your time and look at those shadow boxes. Heck, even pause the video and take a look at them. But appreciate these times, because they're changing. Oh, here is the Fast Forward Arcade. We'll take a spin in here real quick. This one's pretty good size too. It's elongated, kind of like Art Animation. Yeah, it's not that skimpy either. So if you do come over and stay at Pop, you can walk across the bridge over there and go over to Art of Animation and eat supper over there if you want to, or go to their arcade. Or if you're staying at the Art of Animation, you can walk over here. So you get really 2 resorts in one. And like I say, I understand the price of Art of Animation because of the Skyliner. And they've, made the price of Pop go up a little bit too because of that. Because your cheaper resorts are like sports, music. Let me say it right correctly now. All-Star Sports, All-Star Music, All-Star Movies. Pop Century is next. Art of Animation is next. And then you go to your moderates. Alright, here we go. Let's go in here. You see, they've got a wall up. See that? But that wall used to not be there. It used to be a solid wall. And you could go through that entrance right there and go in. It was separated. So now they're just going to make it like Art Animation, I guess. But they've got all your sundries that you'd want. And they even have some libations back there. And they're rearranging stuff in here. That's that song, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, playing overhead. Now, I haven't seen this shirt in a lot of places. I bought this one yesterday. Got all the rides on it. And this is a neat shirt because on the back it has the rides and when they opened. I bought one. Just Jody bought one. So we could be matchy-matchy one day when we come back down. And again, you have themed, like Pop Century. Check it out. Have a nice day. I don't think I showed you the one. You can probably go back and look at it though. One of Art Animation. Oh, let's see here. So right now they don't have a whole lot of stuff in here. I'm gonna show you this sign. Dreamers at work. I hope we never lose some of the things of the past. Well, unfortunately, Walt, you are. Since we're getting ready of Huck Island and probably the Liberty Bell. Alright, so here's the food court. Now this has changed a little bit. 10 years ago when we stayed here, this was actually just like a little round thing. Now they've kind of squared it off. And see all these tables and chairs? When we stayed here, the tables were round. And they had wooden chairs, kind of like the Art Animation over there does now. So they've redone all of this, and the booths as well. Now this looks more like a 60s diner, 50s, 60s diner type style. I like the layout of this. A whole lot better than what it used to be. And they have more seating in here now, because this area over here was just kind of sparse as far as their seating goes. And now they've redone, again, all this over here. And I've not been over here in a long time since they've done this refurb in here. But it can get loud in here once again. As you can see, it's open ceiling, so it gets loud. It's kind of like that over at Hollywood Studios, that place over there next to the back lot. Gets loud. If you notice Art of Animation, they had things on the ceiling where it actually soaked up, absorbed that sound. But the thing about over here, they actually have three stations. There's a 1 station, 2 station, and 3 stations. So already you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 6 sides. Art Animation just had that one circle that you had to go around. So I like this setup. And see, they're working on this here, which I guess is desserts. Now see over here they have a porchetta burger. That's not over there on Art of Animation. Let me get my finger out of the way so you can see that. There, how's that? There's your drink refill mugs. $22.99, so $23 for those boogers. Man, I remember when they were like $10.99. And just like the other, there is your grilled chicken parmesan. It's just not the regular. And again, over here is your mojo roasted chicken and stuff like that. No, they have a beef and oh, look here. Now look at the difference. Now they have a beef and vegetable stir fry over here, served with steamed white rice and vegetables. Now they had some of the they had the sesame chicken over our animation, but they had something else. I can't remember what it was. Mongolian beef. They have beef and vegetable stir fry. I know what I might be having for lunch. All right, you pay for your food here, and then over here is a small little section. Now what I notice over here is I don't see a mobile order section with all the condiments and stuff. So here's a little section that's kind of quiet if you want to sit there. And again, backside of the fountains, they have a little seating area here. So the seating here is kind of sprawled out a little bit. All right. All right, now we're outside. Let's go to the left. Now again, the closer that you get to the front, the more expensive the room's going to be because it's going to be preferred. I don't mind being further away as long as I'm next to the parking lot, so I can move my stuff in quickly. And you can see all the, like all the other value resorts, like, you know, these are, the yo-yo covers up the stairwell. So you can take the stairs, or you can go where the big icons are there in the middle and to take the elevator. Because there's 4 floors of these too. There's Goofy and a surfboard. And see, that one's covered up by an 8-track tape. 8-track tape. Now if you look at this sign, it says playground that way. Yep, to the left. 70s and 90s buildings straight ahead, 60s are to the right. Now, this Pop Century is kind of a big resort. It's kind of laid out. It's laid out, sprawled out, I should say. Look at that big Mickey telephone. Oh, mercy. Can you believe how big the foosball table is? Look at that foosball table. Look at that. That's the one thing about Disney now. If it's theming, they're going to theme it. Oh, there's no one in squirrels. And notice some of the things they have on top, right? that boogie down. Shoes and rings. A big wheel. Look how big that thing is. My goodness, man. So I'm assuming this is the 60s. Look how big that is. Gosh. And you see elevators back in the back behind that. So if you're trying to find your room, first of all, locate what section you're in. By the way, it's 60s or 50s or 70s or 80s, whatever. And then look for the icons and you'll find your elevator. You know, it's kind of like if you parked in level 1 at the parking garage, section 9. Well, you can remember, I'm in the 60s section behind the big wheel. Look, Twister. There you go, Twister. I guess you can play Twister with a bunch of people you don't know. Let's walk back up this way. I'm gonna walk all the way down through there. Well, let's see if anybody's still with us. We're like 20 minutes into this video, this Pop Century walkthrough. We'll see if anybody's still awake, still with us, still watching. Because I want y'all to put it in the comment if you are. So here's you something that happened to us last night. We went to Rainforest Cafe down Disney Springs last night. Now I keep wanting to call it Downtown Disney because that's what I'm accustomed to saying. So if I say Downtown Disney, it means Disney Springs. We went down to Rainforest Cafe to eat last night. There was a family of husband, wife, and 4 kids, range in age from probably about 15 down to 3, sitting at the table behind us. Me and my son were facing them, and we just happened to look over, and the little girl, the one that was 3, they had a newborn baby in the basket too, but the one that was 3 years old took the salt shaker and proceeded to stick the metal end of the salt shaker. Now they were skinny. They were skinny. If you've ever been to Rainforest Cafe, the salt shakers are skinny, like wide at the bottom and skinny at the top. But anyway, oh look here. They're refurbing that. Check it out. They've sanded his head off. They're repainting it. Here's your pool, by the way. Your hippy dippy pool. See, I got you sitting there. You have to wait a minute. That little girl proceeded to take that salt shaker and stick it in her mouth. It was probably an inch long with the metal top that unscrews where you put your salt in. But she did. And she had it in her mouth a good 10 seconds before her mama realized it and slapped it out of her mouth. I ain't kidding you. Then her mama just said on the table. She didn't tell the waitress or nothing, so I had to tell the waitress because our waitress was waiting on them. And our waitress said, "Oh, that's gross. That's disgusting." And I said, "Well, you might as well not change it until they get gone." She said, "Yeah, we won't. I'll just leave it." She said, "I can't believe that." I said, "Well, that's why I don't like using the salt and pepper shakers that's on the table. Just give me packets." So there's your gross out for the day. Yeah. Has that ever happened to you? You ever seen something like that happen? Drop that in a comment. You want to hear something else disgusting? Here's another reason I don't go in the pools at the resorts or anywhere else. If I want to take a bath, I'll get the bathtub. All right, here we go. So my daughter wanted to go swimming yesterday at the Art of Animation where we're staying. So her and Jody went out. They went out there, and got in the pool. They were out there a good hour and a half, I guess. They come back to the room, and just Jody said, "You ain't gonna believe what happened." She said they called for everybody to get out of the pool. I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah." She said apparently somebody had dutied in the pool. What? Yep, they got everybody evacuated the pool, and they took nets and they seined the whole pool, and then was testing the water and everything else. And they had shut it down. You're kidding. Another reason why I don't get in pools. I don't care if it's chlorine or not. I don't care. I don't care. That's just disgusting. Sorry to drop all that on you on this one. But man, oh man, this has been a vacation like no other, I'm telling you. Now, if you want to do the running trail, it says 1.3 miles around the lake. This little boy ain't much into running. But that's really Pop Century in a nutshell, you know. Over there's the 50 sections over there. It's nice. They have all these like little signs along the way that you can read. Things happen like in 68, 70, things like that. You know, it's a good resort. It's a nice resort. It's again a value resort, and they're going to upcharge you because of the Skyliner. So it just depends on what you want. If you want to stay at a value resort, I'd go pick All Star Music. I like their food court better. If you've never stayed at Pop, whoop, let me set you down a minute. If you've never stayed at Pop Century, take the old hat off. Then do so. You know, one of our goals is to try to stay everywhere we can on Disney property. You know, that way we'll know at one time or another what we liked and what we didn't like and what our favorite is. Our favorite's probably always going to be Orleans Riverside. And you get to go see Yeehaw Bob on Wednesday nights and Saturday nights. But again, All-Star movies, sports, music, that's your three basics that are the cheapest. Pop Century will be next in line after that, and it's upcharged. It always has been, but it'll be upcharged because of the Skyliner. And then you have Art of Animation, which is that way, and it's a high price. Like I say, I'd have rather paid, like I say, $324 a night average for that one over there is what we paid. I'd rather pay the other I think it was extra $20 a night and stay at Orleans Riverside, just in a standard room. Because that's what it was going to be over here for a standard room. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Just giving you my honest opinion. And, you know, it's whatever your budget is and whatever you can stand. So thank you for coming along with us. And I'm tired. I'm going to go back to the room and get me a ice cup of coffee and go to the room and rest for a little bit, and maybe go out to Hollywood Studios with Jody and the kids. Thanks for being here, time travelers. Appreciate all that you do. Hey, if you have a comment or a question, drop it out in the box down there, you know, and I'll try to get back with you as soon as I can. So thank you for tuning in, time travelers. If you've not subscribed, please do so. Share it with friends, like our videos, and we thank you for being here. All right, time travelers, we'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.